Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Mama Christine's podcast, Living Life Through Experience, where we talk about life experiences and how it teaches us different things about life, right? Lessons learned and all those things. Welcome to episode 5 of this year, and tonight I want to talk a little bit about self-care as a spiritual practice. And we'll get into like all the great details and whatnot. And don't mind me, I'm just trying to silence my phone here because I don't want it to go off while I'm talking to you. That's not fun. Okay, so spiritual self-care under the spiritual practice umbrella. Okay, so let's start with a card first and foremost. Let me see. Well, I'm gonna go with the chakra cards today. Let's see what they have to say. Alrighty. There we go. In the middle, that's it. Abundance, right? Yellow, solar plexus, personal power. And that's the chakra that's right above the belly button. So personal power, confidence, self-esteem, all that sits in that space. And of course, the abundance is depending on how you feel, confident or not, depends on whether or not you get what's hiding below as an abundance. Okay? Everybody looks at things differently. Again, when you look at the two people, she's like, you know what? I'm just going to figure this out and I'm going to get it done. While he sits there drowning in his sorrows, so to say, and living in that negative despair of, I can't make this happen. Nothing's happening. What am I supposed to do? There's always a way around everything. And self-care is a big part of that. Okay? I've written some notes because there's some things I want to say, so don't mind me if I look down at my notes for a second. But first and foremost, self-care is not a luxury, okay? It is a need. Self-care was always considered a luxury, meaning you're supposed to give of yourself to everyone and everything, but not yourself. That is a bunch of BS. That's all I'm going to call it. If you don't give to self, you're not going to have enough to give to anybody else. Because, and you know who you are. You know if you've done it. You know people who have done it. We give and give and give and give and give and give until there's nothing left to give. And they're like, well, why can't you give it to me? And it's like, because I'm depleted. I need to take care of myself. You're being selfish. And that's how people look at it, whether it was today or years ago or whatever. More so probably years ago, because you were taught, always got to give, 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 give. And today it's like, yes, be kind, give when you can give. But again, it's balance. Balance. You got to take care of the self, right? Okay, so self-care, because a lot of people are like, oh, self-care, what is self-care? So self-care is not just, oh, let's take a hot bubble bath, listen to some music, things like that. Those are great. But self-care is not the physical act of doing all those things, but more so, it's about creating balance between your mind, your body, and your soul. Is a bubble bath part of that? Sure, but that's not it. That's just one of the tools that you have in your toolbox to create the balance within the mind, body, and soul. So remember that. One thing I want to bring up, because a lot of people that I have talked to, whether it's through Reiki or readings or classes or whatever, is so many people say, oh my God, I'm just so burnt out. I'm so angry and I feel like I let everybody down and I'm just so like mad at myself for making mistakes or not being able to do enough or feeling like a failure. And it's like, whoa, back up a minute, okay? Burnout, resentment, disconnection, those are signs from your spiritual self telling you you need a break, okay? And a lot of people look at taking a break as a failure. Like, why can't I just keep going? Okay, well, first of all, the Energizer Bunny is a fake bunny, and it's just a commercial ad for batteries. Okay, it's no truth to that whatsoever. And neither is the truth of we're supposed to keep going without stopping. Okay? So, remember that. Burnout, resentment, okay, and disconnection are often signs from your guides, your angels, from yourself, saying, stop, take a break. This is a signal, warning signal, right? Just like your car, when you're driving around, all of a sudden the engine light comes on, it's telling you something's wrong. You know when you need to take a break. I can remember working with women years ago, way before I had kids, and one woman would work her 40-hour shift, and like, anybody want to stay? Yep, me. And it's like every time you were there, she was there, and it was like, oh my God, do you ever take time off? Like, how many hours did you put in this week? Oh, I think 80. And I'm like, oh my God, you got to slow down. You're going to be sick. No, I'm fine. I can keep going. As long as I don't stop, I'll be fine. No. Needless to say, at one point, the universe was like, okay, this one's not listening. Boom, down you go. You're done, okay? Done. And sure enough, she was. She was down and out for, 4 to 5 days sick, out of work. You can't do that. And I know a lot of us, traditionally speaking, coming from households where we grew up saying, you got to do, do more, save more money, so get more work, save more money. And so that gets drilled into your head, and that's what we do. Go, so we can make more money, right? It's going to kill you. I swear to God. Again, this is where the self-care comes in, the spiritual aspect of self-care. Because if we learn to take care of self, and we have more balance, and we have more openness for manifesting, then we know that no matter what, we trust and believe that the money will be there. And somehow it always is. You don't need a mountain of money. You just need what you need to take care of yourself. It should not be a contest of who can be the richest person to hit the graveyard. No, it doesn't work that way. Well, I want to make all this money so I can leave my kids money when I die. So you're going to suffer and have a shitty life so they can have a great life. Again, nice of you, but are you teaching them anything? Or are you just going to keep giving? There's nothing wrong to giving to our kids, but our kids also need to know how to take care of themselves, how to save for themselves, how to balance their life so that they always have a flow of what they need, whether it be money or anything else. We can't just keep giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. Oh my God. So, rest, boundaries, meditation, prayer, whatever you like to do. Reflecting on what you've been doing and taking care of, and learning to say no. And that's the hardest word in the world to say. It's like, no is easy to say with some things. Like, do you want fries with that? No. But can you help me with something? Sure. And you want to say no, but you don't. So saying no is all of these things: rest, boundaries, meditation, reflection, saying no. It's all part of faith and alignment and your own motivation, determination, obedience, meaning obedience of self, okay? Learning to be good to the self. And none of this is selfish, because people talk about that all the time. They're like, well, isn't that selfish? And it's like, no, it's not selfish to take care of yourself. I'm like, there's a difference between being selfish and being mindful, okay? So if you have a balance of ebb and flow, of doing and not doing, and self and others, then, that's taking care of you. It's not selfish. It's when you're like, no, I'm not helping you. What the frick? I ain't going to do that. No, that's stupid. I'm not doing that. I don't feel like it. Like, people just totally blowing off other people with no regard to how it makes them feel, or what that does to the relationship between you and that person. Those are the things that make the difference. It's between doing things from your heart, which is the balance of yes and no, and then the total ego of just no, flat out no, I'm not helping you. Why am I going to do that? Right? That's the difference, people. Don't let old belief systems get in the way of you taking care of you. Okay? All right. So what do we do? What do we do with all that is transpiring already? First thing is listen to that inner voice. Excuse me. So whether you want to call it God or intuition or angels or universe or creator or self, higher self, okay? Listen to it. Because again, somebody can ask you, can you help me with something? And you're like, I don't want to. Yes, right? But then in your head, you're going, you should have said no. You should have said no. You should have said no. That's your higher self yelling at you to say you should have said no. Again, a non-egoed way of doing that would be, you know what? I cannot help you right now. But if you still need my help tomorrow, let me know. So that's a way of saying, yes, I'm willing to help, but I just can't right now. Okay? Listen to it, because again, when we ignore that voice, what happens? We get knocked down. We get overrun. We get stepped over like a mat, right? People walk all over you. People take until you can't give any more and you're depleted, and they go, oh, what's your problem? What, you can't help me? Okay, fine. I'll go find somebody else who will. And then they go. Which, by all means, go. But at the same time, it had to take you to the point where you were down and out and couldn't do anymore, couldn't give any more of yourself. You didn't even have enough energy to give yourself anything at this point. Is that really what life is all about? No. So listen to your intuition. Pay attention to the sign, the red flags, because there are those people that always ask, please give. Even if it's your children, again, we are taught that family is everything. And yes, they are. But they're also human beings. We have to remember that, because they're human first. If you have a parent who now treats you like the parent and wants everything from you, give me money, give me a ride, give me this, give me that, I can't pay my bills for me, my electric's going to get shut off, blah, 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 blah. It's one thing to help out a family member, but when it's constant and repetitive, and you see that this person is not doing a damn thing to get help or to do something for themselves to help themselves out, you've got to draw the line somewhere. Listen to your intuition. When you hear that little voice going, stop giving. She needs to figure this out on her own. He needs to figure this out on his own. Pay attention to that intuitive talk that goes on over there, because you didn't come on this earth to live a life for everyone else. You did not come to this earth to be a servant. You came to this earth to live your life, to learn and experience for yourself. Along the way, to have friends, to have family, to be kind and help others when you can. Nobody ever said it was an unlimited amount. It's like having a coupon for a store. Do you go to the store and use the same damn coupon over and over? No, it's one-time use, right? Well, guess what? Me giving to you is a limited amount of use. I can't give of myself and not give to myself, okay? Boundaries is a big thing. People have a big issue with boundaries. Boundaries is a loving thing. It truly is, even though it may not seem like it. But protecting your energy, it allows you to show up more energized, more full, more ready to help others and do for yourself and do what you need to do to live life, right? Okay. Again, I'm sure you guys have seen a million memes that say you cannot pour from an empty cup. Okay, so boundaries helps you to stop losing everything that's in your cup. Okay? Again, can you help me? No, I can't today. But if you still need me in a couple of days, let me know. I think I have some time on Friday or this weekend. something like that. If it's somebody who's constantly grabbing from you, no, I'm sorry. I've helped you plenty. I think you need to figure out how to help yourself. So I'm sorry, I cannot help you this time. You've got to do those things. Same thing with work. Don't feel obligated to always stay when they ask. You know, it's unfortunate, some of us, some of you, not us, I used to be there, but if you work in the medical field, usually it's an automatic, you have no choice, really. So, you know, just remember those things. But, you know, like my friend that I used to work with, I look at her and I would say, you know, we really got to stop. And she's like, no, I need the money. And it's like, oh my God. And again, if you don't listen, the universe is going to knock you down. It's going to drive you crazy. You're not listening to that inner voice. You're not having boundaries. Oh, but I'm here and I feel obligated. And it's okay. I don't mind. Blah, blah, blah. You know, but really, you're not that enthusiastic about it. So you know what? And I was raised like, you know, if your job asks you to stay, stay. If they ask you to do more, do more. You know, be on their good graces. Show them what a great worker you are. So this way, you know, you can move up in the ladder. You can make better benefits, more money, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, but you know what? I remember times I was asked, and it's like, oh, do you want to stay and come, you know, stay and do the night shift? And it's like, no, I don't. I really do not like night shifts. I don't. And that's why I applied for a day shift. And it's like, I know I did stay a few times. I did. But it's like, for the most part, if I didn't want to, I didn't. And they would always find somebody. You know, they did. I mean, they had plenty of help. So it's not like it was all on me. So, you know, no, I didn't want to stay. And that's okay to say no. Right? Give me a second. Where am I? Oh, there we go. Just checking my notes. Sorry. Another thing besides the boundaries, of course, when you set boundaries, it helps you to have lots more energy. It definitely does. This one is a big one too. With the boundaries comes resting. And people are like, oh, I can't take it now. I can't rest. I can't sit still. Oh my God, I should be doing something. And it's like, oh my God. We do come from a society of go, 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 go. And sitting down is lazy. Not moving is lazy. And it's like, no, it's not. It is not. Not one bit. We need to rest. We need to take a break. Okay? I have found, like, for many, many years now, I found that balance between working and children and getting things done and resting. You know, when you go every single day, it's like, you know, come your day off, it's like, okay, I might have a few things I want to get done, a little bit of housework, some laundry maybe, but you know what? Now I'm going to chill. And now I'm going to go do something I enjoy doing, you know, because life is about experiencing life. Life is not all about dust and vacuum and dishes and laundry and errands. And yeah, you do those things, but you know what? Find the time. Balance things out. Find the time. Because a lot of times, you know, people, companies, they glorify this overworking all the time. And it's like, what the hell? You know, no more overworking. It's balance. Okay? So remember that. Healing versus numbing. Spiritual self-care that actually restores instead of distracts. That's quite the sentence. So now what I'm talking about is spiritual self-care when you use your tools to take care of self, whether it's resting, meditating, journaling, yoga, going to the gym, a run, a walk, whatever is spiritual, bubble bath, whatever any of your tools are for your spiritual self-care, those help you to restore your energy, right? Because again, when you go, 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 give, your energy meter goes down, 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 down. When you replenish, okay, think about your phone, right? Our phones, our lovely phones. When the battery goes down, what do? We plug it in, right? Charge it up. Why don't we charge ourselves? That's what your tools are for. So if your energy is down here, and now all of a sudden you decide, you know what? I'm taking a nice bubble bath. I am going to meditate, do a little journaling, and then I'm going to sit and rest and just watch a little TV. See how the energy just went back up? That's what it's all about, right? So don't let your battery go down. We have no problem charging our phones, our computers, our earbuds, and any other electronic device that we have, right? My God, the battery's low. Oh my God, we panic, right? Why don't you panic over your battery being low? Remember that. So work on the healing aspects of that, not the numbing aspects, okay? Because again, the numbing is just like, it's like, you ever just go, and you just feel like, whatever. Like, there's no, I don't know. It's almost like no feeling left. You know, you're so depleted, you have like no feeling. You're just like, whatever. Who wants to feel like that? God, no. Do something to recharge yourself. All right. A lot of what happens in self-care, or lack thereof, is sometimes people have this misconception that in order to be in a good place where we are charged and ready to go and feeling good and living a great life, is we have to deplete ourselves and we have to prove who we are to get to that space. Now, this is the human ego part that I'm discussing. So people mix up two words. It's worthiness and performance. And what I mean by that is we delay being happy, being rested, being full of joy or love or abundance until we do more. Okay? I'll do that when I'm done with whatever. And it's like, and I think we do it out of guilt, shame, survival mode, our sense of deserving, you know, those kinds of things. And it's like, what? Like, basically what I'm trying to tell you is this: you do not have to earn, okay, what you're already worthy of. I'll be happy when I get a new job. I'll have love in my life when I meet the right person. We'll have children when we save enough money. I laugh at that one because you'll never save enough money. Okay? It just have them when you want to have them. It always works out, it does. But this is what I mean. It's like we put off everything because of what we think we don't have. If you want to be happy, just be happy. Happiness starts here. It starts inside. It does not start outside of yourself. A job is not going to make you happy. A person is not going to make you happy. That pocketbook is not going to make you happy. That new car is not going to make you happy. How many times have you bought something thinking, oh my God, I'm so happy? And like in a day or two, you're like, yeah, it is what it is. What happened? Because material objects do not give you happiness. You make your own happiness. So don't think you have to work and work and work to get there. You can be there by choosing to be there. Being happy means no matter where you live, you're happy with it. Why? Because you have a roof over your head. You have heat, you have AC, you have running water, you have a toilet, right? You have food in the fridge. So the happiness at home comes from yourself, not from the things you have in your home. You have these great things and you're grateful for those things. But I'm happy I have this place. And this is a place I can call my own. Because what happens is you look at what you have and then you look at what everybody else has and go, why can't I have that? Well, you can have that. Go get it. Make it happen. Oh, I'll have that when I'm rich. Well, how are you going to get rich? Do some work, right? Don't just wish and don't just think. Happiness is an inside job. I've seen that a few times. Happiness is an inside job. So that's, I'll never have that because I'm not good enough. Who says you're not good enough? Everybody else? Heck with them, right? You do whatever you want to do, sweet pea. Well, I feel bad if I move ahead and my family doesn't follow along. Like I don't want to leave them behind. I'm like, their life is theirs, yours is yours. They made their choices, you make yours. That's how it is. You know what I mean? Never feel guilty for being good at something. Never feel guilty for moving forward. Never feel guilty because everybody else is sitting back going, well, what about me? Everybody is in charge of their own path, their own journey. Okay? Always know that you are way more than deserving and worthy of anything in this lifetime. You just have to go get it. Simple as that. How? Well, again, how is not your job, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How is not your job? Do the homework. If you want to create something, what do you need to create it? Put it out there to the universe. This is what I want to achieve. So help me to figure out how to get there, right? Talk to people, research things, do whatever you need to do to figure it out, but figure it out, okay? That's the only way it's going to happen. People find sometimes too is, everything that they've gone through is basically a way of measuring their value. So unlearning a lot of belief systems if you can learn, and I know you can, learn how to change your belief systems about how you earn things in life. Because a lot of people think you can only earn through suffering. No pain, no gain. You can't get anywhere without, working hard and, compromising your whole life and blah, blah. It's like, oh my God. Pain, whether it's emotional, mental, physical, is not what they call like a measuring stick for value. You know what I mean? Your value should always be 100%. So, well, I haven't suffered enough. I haven't been through enough. Who am I to... You're worthy. You're deserving. And you are a huge value to yourself and this world. Remember that. Healing feels very uncomfortable. I can admit to that, and I know everybody else can too. And I don't always mean physical healing. I'm talking mental and emotional healing. So think of this. You went through a huge breakup with somebody, okay? Whether it's a friendship or a romantic relationship, doesn't matter. Huge breakup with somebody. It hurts. Your heart's aching. You're crying. You're angry. And then what happens is you take all those emotions and you throw them in the back, down to the dungeon, lock the door. How you doing? I'm fine. Everything's fine. You really should work on healing. You had a huge breakup. You need to heal that and, let go. Oh, I did. It's fine. I'm good. In all reality, we're not good. Right? Now, years go by. Now, let's say you break your leg. You need surgery, right? They're going to put pins in your leg, the whole 9 yards. We're going to make it huge. You go, yeah, no problem. Let's do this. You go through the surgery, you get the pins. It's a lot of pain and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of PT. It's like, oh my God, when is my leg going to be better? But you keep pushing and pushing and you get there and you go, wow, look at me. I'm walking again. My leg is great. I feel great. I did the work. I'm so happy. I feel better. Now, all these years have gone by, right? Now, everything that you shoved down in that dungeon, including that breakup we just discussed, starts to come back and haunt you. Maybe you come for a Reiki session, and during a Reiki session, I'm like, there is a lot you're holding on to from your past that you need to work on. Yeah, I know, but I'm not going to do it because it just hurts way too much. But how are you going to get better? Emotional pain and physical pain heal in the same way. You got to work at it. It's going to be painful, but you got to do it. People do not like dealing with emotional pain. People will take that and shove it under the rug and go, not going there. They do it all the time. It is very uncomfortable. But think about this. I've done breath work. 18 years ago or so, when I first did a breath work, I had a major meltdown during this breath work. I'm talking uncontrollable crying, releasing. Things were happening. I was like, whoa. It was uncomfortable. It was, very uncomfortable for me to cry. Never mind cry in front of a group of like 30-somewhat people, because I just don't do those things, right? But you know what? I let go of what had been holding me down. I let go of so much that I could actually tell you that I felt lighter. Was it uncomfortable? Yes. Did I release every bit of it? Probably not, but I kept working at it. And the more I realized that, working at it, it seemed like it went from being like, a huge wall to like, oh, look, a stone from the wall. It was so small, and I did let it go. Okay? So yes, it's going to be uncomfortable, but yes, you still have to work at it. There's no way of healing unless you go through it and acknowledge it, process it, let it go, and then you're healed. Okay? Understand that letting go of certain belief systems help to let go of the feeling of being lazy or unfaithful. Meaning unfaithful to your faith, your people. I don't mean in a romantic way. I just mean because, again, you could have one of those parents that's so stuck in their old belief systems that if you say no to them, they're like, how dare you? I'm your mother. I'm your father. You're supposed to help me. And it's like, but I can't help you. When you let go of the belief that you are obligated to do all that stuff, then you have more sense of peace. You want to help your mom or dad or whoever, right? Sure, I can. Or, you know what? I can't today, but how about this day? Or maybe your parent is one of those parents who sponge off you once you're old enough to make money, and therefore you need to create that boundary. But now you feel comfortable doing so because you have worked on yourself. You have changed belief systems. You've let go. You realize you are more deserving of things in life than to be used all the time. So you say, sorry, I'm done helping you. I have helped you in the past, and I explained to you that you need to figure this out because I can't keep giving to you all the time. Right? Knowing that once you start feeling better about yourself, working through self-care, spirituality, whatever spirituality means for you, by the way, it doesn't necessarily have to be religious or, I don't know, be like a monk. You don't have to be like a monk either, because there's different levels. It's a belief system. It's whatever you believe. Okay. And all I'm going to tell you is once you do all that, it's worthy for the win, baby, right? Worthiness for the win. I am worthy. I am deserving. I am taking care of me. That's a huge win. It is a very big win. And, I can tell you over these past 20 years, when we started 20 years ago, I didn't think I was a lot of those things. I was still in the process of working on myself, but one thing about what I do is it's one of those things that I can be helping others as I'm helping myself. because I'm practicing what I preach. And for those out there who do this work because, well, that's what everybody's doing, if you're not doing it to help yourself as well as helping others, then you're not doing the right thing for yourself or anyone else. Because I always say, if you're going to help others, you have to understand. You have to know what people are going through. You know, it's a big deal. It is a big deal. So, you know, I want you to know that feeling deserving of different things in life, being happy, having love, having that great job, that great career, having the chance to go to college, having friends, having romantic relationships, whatever it is, and you know you're deserving of that. One thing that can happen is other people can come in and say, well, aren't you arrogant? Because I know I'm deserving of this, or I know what I want out of life. When people come across you like that, thinking that you're the one who's arrogant after all the self-care work you've done on yourself, it's because they haven't done the work. And like a bully will only pick on you with what the bully is insecure about. Truly. So when these people have not done the self-care work, have not done the boundaries, the knowing that through their heart what they're deserving of, worthy of, so on and so forth, and they're all just stuck up in their ego, they're going to go after you for that. They are, because they're not in a good place. So, don't shrink down for anybody. If somebody's like about how you're living your life, don't shrink down. Stand tall. Do the I'm sorry bit. And what I mean by that is when they give you this flack of like, oh, look at you. Who do you think you are? You got a new car and you got this great career and blah, 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 blah. Oh, aren't you arrogant? And say, you know what? I'm sorry you feel that way. But I've worked very hard to get where I'm at. And I'm pretty damn proud of myself for it. I'm just sorry you can't see that. And walk away. Right? Because that's really what it's about. And that's how you approach that situation, with love and not fear and not anger. Right? That is also a way of showing, well, your confidence. And it goes back to, right back to the beginning, right? Abundance. When you work on self, you have everything. And again, abundance doesn't mean money. It means an abundance of self-worth, right? Self-care. An abundance of whatever you need in life. Housing, food, car, job, friends, all those things, you know? And so don't ever feel bad for having that. You know, that's called having confidence, right? Self-esteem, personal power. You know, again, there's a difference between personal power and someone who wants to be in control. That's a whole two different things. Being in personal power means you think enough of yourself to stand up for yourself, to love yourself, to create boundaries when needed, to show love instead of hate. Right? That's a sign of personal power. So stay there. Don't let others knock you down. Don't shrink down to make yourself look smaller so they don't get intimidated, right? If they want what you've got, they've got to go out and get it just like you did. That's what it is. So, and this quote, I saw this quote and I just like had to jot it down. Worthiness is not a reward. It's a starting point, right? Does that make sense? In a sense, it almost seems like a reward, because now if you're willing to do the work, with all the work, you see the worthiness, but know that you've always had it. You've always had the worthiness. You just didn't see it. So by doing the work, you clear out the vision, and now you see for yourself that you've always been worthy. So yes, it's right. It's not a reward. It is a starting point. So work on yourself. Work on what you need to work on. If you're in one of those, I don't know, situations where the same thing keeps happening and happening and happening and happening and happening, and there's no changes, then by all means, you know what? Make the change. Even if it sucks, even if it hurts, listen to that intuition, because you know what? Stop hitting the wall. It's going to hurt more than letting go. So think about that. So for this week, that's what I want you guys to work on. Work on yourself, right? Create that toolbox. And if you have one, maybe you should open it. Because I know a lot of people go, oh yeah, I have all these things that I can do. Have you done any of them? No. I know everybody will do what they're going to do when they're ready to do it. All right. You know, it's like myself, you know, for the longest time, I was like, oh, I really need to get out and start walking. And I've told this story before, but it's like, I really need to do this. And last summer, it was like, the universe was like, okay, she hasn't jumped on that wagon yet. Let's give her a kick in the pants. Here we go. And then out of nowhere, my friend's like, hey, do you want to start walking? And I was like, oh my God, thank you. But again, she could have asked me and I still could have said no. But you know what? I was ready. I'm like, no, I need to do this. You know, as you know, my job is not very labor intensive. I sit and talk with people. I stand and do Reiki. I sit and do classes, stand and do classes. So it's not labor intensive. So I need to move around. You know, I'm 58. I'm not old. I feel very young. But I want to be around for like another, I've already put my bid in for like another 35 years. Okay? I got things to do. I got places to be. You know, that's what I want out of life. So if I'm going to stick around, I got to move. I got to take care of me. So I've been eating better. I'm drinking more water. I'm walking all the time. You know, even though it's wintertime and I can't walk outside, I got a walking mat and I do my thing. Because I need mobility. You know, I don't want to be one of those people who gets up in the morning and goes, ow, 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 everything hurts. Must be getting old. No way. I hear people do that at 40 and I'm like, what is wrong with you? Again, it's that belief system that once you hit a certain age, you're old. Your aches and pains are going to start happening. If you believe that, then it does. I can honestly say I have nothing. No aches, no pains, no nothing. Right? Other than being a little overweight, I'm doing pretty well. Okay? And even that, sometimes I sit here, I mean, as much as I've been eating better and moving more, it just seems like it doesn't change it too much. But you know what? A lot of people in my family are bigger, you know? So maybe that's what's meant to be. I don't know. But you can still be bigger and still be healthy because I have nothing wrong with me. Okay? At 58 years old, I have nothing wrong with me. And I have no medications. I take a couple of supplements. That's it. My doctor thinks I'm boring, you know, because he's like, what about this? Nope. About that? Nope. Does this hurt? Nope. That hurt? Nope. And he's like, oh, all right, I guess I'll see you next year. Okay. You know, but again, it's a lot of mindset. I don't believe I should be full of aches and pains just because I turned 40 or 50 or I'm heading for 60. Hell with that shit. Sorry. But it's like, no. You know, I mean, is life over? Am I ready for retirement? I'm like, no. You know, am I supposed to quit work at 62 or 65 or 67? It's like, no, I can do what I want, as much as I want, how I want, right? Mindset. So if your mindset is into eating better and moving more and knowing that you're only as old as you feel, and that means feel, okay, mentally and emotionally, don't let life, reality, society, or anything like that determine who you are. Know that you are worthy of being an amazing person because you are. You are amazing. You are worthy. You are deserving. You are everything you are meant to be. You are love and you are loved. So remember that. Okay? All right, let's end this up with a card. Boom. What do we got? Faith. Indigo, third eye. You will see when you have more faith in your spiritual self, more self-care, have faith in yourself with that, you will see better. Meaning you will see life more clearly. You will see things coming to you all the time. Opportunities of many different kinds. So take care of yourself. Take care of your mental, your emotional, your spiritual, your physical, all of it. Know that you're worthy, you're deserving. Again, you are loved and you are loved. And it doesn't matter, you don't have to be loved by everybody, and you have to know that that's okay. Don't spend your life doing everything in your power to please everyone else so that they'll love you. People should love you as you are. People should not play with your emotions. People should not ignore. People should not overstep. People should not walk all over you. People should love you. And if they don't, that's okay. But do not do everything in your power to make them love you because of what you offer, what you do, where you've been. It doesn't matter, okay? Do not do that. You are more worthy than you can imagine of pure love from good people. And remember, first and foremost, to love yourself. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go here. It's been a great talk this evening. I look forward to talking to you next week, which we will talk about heart-centered stuff. Why? Because it's Valentine's week. All right, guys, you have a great night, and thank you so much for watching. And if you think somebody could definitely benefit from listening to this conversation, then by all means, share it with people. All right, have a great one. Bye.